Will hear me. Um, when you talk to sixth graders, which I do all day long, um, like how do they respond to you guys? Like, I mean, do they have good face-to-face communication skills? Like, can they talk to you pretty well? Can they, like, yeah, no, kind of, sort of, maybe? I mean, sometimes, kinda, some of them. Do you ever get that? Okay, all right, just me. All right, well, I'll have to check into that. Um, this. um, Honestly, when I get my sixth graders at the beginning of the year, I will speak to some of them, and you might as well have asked them to. I mean, I don't know, just that their face goes red, and they go. I mean, look down at their feet, and they look everywhere except at you. And I have found over the last several years, face-to-face communication is something that is becoming a lost skill because their idea of face-to-face communication is let me FaceTime you. Or let me send you a Snapchat, or whatever. Their communication skills have started to decline. We'll just say that. So, in thinking of that problem, and kind of coupling that with some other things that are going on in our area, my next question: have any of you heard of and/or been to a place called Fleming Neon? I know a few of you have. Yeah, come on in, Goins. Strolling in late, I see you. Okay, Fleming Neon is a little bitty town. Okay, if you blink, you've missed it. Let me kind of show you. That is not Fleming Neon. That's my ticket. Okay, this is Fleming Neon. Okay, see it? That's about it. Okay, that's about it. We have our school there, Fleming Neon Middle School. But if you look in the town, that's about it. Okay. If you ask some of our students what they know about our town, what do you think they say? Nothing. They don't know anything. They don't realize that our little town wasn't always like it is now. It wasn't a little blip on the map. It was, in its heyday, it was phenomenal. The train came through. They had, parades. It was unbelievable. But you ask our kids today, and they have no clue. Okay, they have lost all sense of history and what our town is about and how it came to be. So in thinking of those two problems, I kind of combine those two with the communication skills, with their lack of knowledge of our history of our town, and came up with this problem of practice. And I know you can't see it from back there, but it just says students lack the ability to translate the simplest experiences into a detailed and coherent narrative. They may give you lots of details, but it doesn't always make sense. Due to the loss of the art of storytelling and face-to-face communication skills, they're also losing the necessary abilities, speaking and listening, to communicate effectively. So with that problem in mind, I tried to find a way that we could improve those skills while getting them involved in our community. Okay, our little neon days that we have every year, it's dwindled down to kind of nothing. It's our little festival that we have every year, and this past year there was lots of tale going around. It would be the last one. So the kids really got involved in that, and they were like, no, we can't lose neon days. We can't lose. So I started asking them, what can we do? We need to get involved. Okay, so that kind of got them hooked. But I want them to be involved. I want them to learn the history of our town, to try to revive our town, okay, to help them understand what it used to be. I mean, will it ever be back to this, this kind of heyday? No. Okay, that's pretty unrealistic to think about. But if we don't educate our younger generation and show them what it used to be, what it could be, it will never be. And we don't want to lose that, okay? So we know the skills, the communication skills. Over the last several years, like I said, they're just lacking in the interpersonal communication skills that people need. It's not all computers. You know, you're going to have to talk to people eventually, and sometimes that's a real struggle for sixth graders, seventh graders, eighth graders. I mean, some adults. So what I'm going to have them do in order to kind of get a better sense of our community and the history of it is they're going to interview family members, they're going to interview local residents, they're going to interview politicians, they're going to interview people at the city council to see what it was like, okay, to find out, you know, what their little part of the history of our town is. So when we're looking at this project, I plan to, it just says, I'm planning to engage students within our community to learn the history of our town, gathering stories using technology. We're going to create an archive of oral histories and try to kind of pass those down. We're going to use all kinds of I know it sounds silly because we're talking about technology taking away their communication skills, but I'm going to teach them how to use technology to enhance their communication skills instead of take it away. But we're going to use the technology. We're ordering iPads, we're ordering cameras, we're ordering microphones, things that we can interview people with and get their stories, okay, and have people tell their stories. So the research question is, how can technology be used to develop and enhance students' communication skills in the 21st century classroom? So again, instead of having that technology, you know, decrease their communication skills, how can it enhance it? I'll know that we're successful when students can independently create those questions that they can ask, you know, their family members, they can ask community members, and they can learn the story of our town. I'm sorry, I'm gonna hurry. I don't want to take up too much time. I'll measure the outcomes based on I'm gonna create a rubric based on the new, you know, revised Common Core standards to determine are they being successful. Give them a little pre-assessment in their communication skills, and then assess them afterwards. And then, yeah, the resources that I'm going to need, which I kind of already touched on that. Does anybody have any questions?